Hello, class. Here are the solutions for a couple of problems from your homework assignment. So it looks like we have a professor that's recorded exams for 10 students, but one of the grades is no longer readable. So that means we have 9 scores that we can read, 1 score we cannot, for a total of 10. The mean score is 82. Now, of the readable scores, the 9 that we know of, the mean is actually 84. Okay, so this looks like n would be 10 with a mean of 82. And here we have n equals 9 with a mean of 84. So I took the liberty of sketching this out on the whiteboard, right? When n was 10, we had a mean of 82. So the total sum of the scores, right? I put question mark equals the total sum of the scores. The total sum of the scores divided by 10 has to be 82. So what's the value for this question mark? Well, if I just did 82 times 10, that would equal 820. Right, so 820 divided by 10 is 82. So the mean of the 10 scores comes out to, the sum of the 10 scores comes out to 820, right? And then when I had 9 scores, the sum of 9 readable scores divided by 9 equals 84. So if I multiplied 84 times 9, I get 756, right? So 756, right, the sum of the readable scores divided by the 9 readable scores equals a mean of 84. So the difference between these two numbers would tell me what the person scored, right? And it would make sense if I had only 9 students and the mean was 84, that 10th student would have to be performing less than 84 because it brings the mean down to 82, right? The mean was 84 with 9 students. When I add one more student, the average went down from 84 to 82. So I would expect that student scored lower than this 84. So when I subtract 820 minus 756, I get 64. So the student scored a 64. Oops. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I put in 84. I press check. Oop, not 84, 64. Put in 64, press check answer, and we get the well done. Next question. Okay, now it looks like we have someone who owns a business. They employ 9 people, and it has the salaries below. All right, so determine the mean, median, and mode for the salary. So I'll open this in StatCrunch. And the best way to handle this really is to press Stat, Summary Stats by columns, right? Variable 1 or var 1 is where my data is. I want to see the mean, the median, the standard deviation. So I'm going to just get rid of all of this and just start from scratch. There's n. I'm going to hold the control key down and click on mean, standard deviation. I don't know if we needed the variance, but I'll click it. The median. I don't know if we needed the range, but I'll click it. And mode. Okay, so we get the mean, median, and mode. I press compute. Here's all my data. So let's go answer some questions. It says determine the mean. So the mean would be 50. And that's in thousands, so that's 50,000. I check answer. Boom, we get the fantastic. The median. Okay, let's go back to that. The median was 52.5. So I'll put in 52.5. Check answer. We get the good job. Let's see. Now it says select the correct choice below and fill in any answer boxes in your choice. The mode, okay. The mode is 55, so it looks like 55 is the number that appeared the most. And we'll check answer, and we get the well done. Let's see. So it says business has been good. As a result, Benjamin has a total of 25,000 in bonus to distribute. One option is to give each employee, including himself, 2,500. Add the bonuses under this plan to the original salaries to create a new data set. Then recalculate the mean, median, and mode. Okay. So I'm essentially going to add. Remember, everything was in thousands, right? So this 30 equals 30,000, right? This 40 equals 40,000. So I want to add 25,000. I want to add 2,500 to each employee, right? So if I add 2,500 to all of these numbers, this would become 12.5, right? This would be 32.5, 42.5, 52.5, right? So I'm just adding the 2,500 or 2.5 to each of these numbers. Almost done. And 92.5. Right, so these are the new numbers. I added 2.5 to each of them because 2.5 represents $2,500. And now we'll do summary stats again. Right, stat, summary stats, columns. Now it's in var 2. I press compute. And, oops, I forgot to add the mode. So I press edit. And let's hold down the control key. I press mode, press compute, and now I see the mode there as well. Okay, so the mean of the new data set was 52.5. So I'm going to enter 52.5, check answer, get the excellent. The median was 55. And the mode was 57.5. Check answer, and we're still looking pretty good. Next, how did the mean, median, and mode compare to the originals? I'm going to say all three measures increased by 2,500. Good job. Now it says, all right, last option. Benjamin basically gives everyone a 5% raise on their original salary. So now, instead of adding 2.5 to everything, we're going to increase all of these by 5%. So I'm going to write that in var 3. So I can multiply all of these numbers by 1.05, and that would be the same as giving myself a 5% raise. Or I can multiply each of these by 0.05 and then add them back to the original number. So here's my new column, right? If I multiply 10 by 1.05, this is what I get. If I multiply 30 by 1.05, this is what I get. And again, why did I multiply by 1.05? It's because I had a 5% raise. If I had a 7% raise, I'd multiply by 1.07. If I had a 10% raise, I'd multiply by 1.10. So now I want to calculate the mean, median, and mode for this last column. So again, I will go stat, summary stats, columns, and I'm using that third column. And I think I need to get the mode. I compute, and here we go. So the mean now is 52.5. The median became 55.125. And let's see, the mode, I get a feeling there is no mode. Oh, no, there is a mode, 57.75. I remember the mode is just a number that appears the most often. And then it says, how do the mean, median, and mode compare to the originals? So let's see, the mean in the original was 50, and now it's 52.5. So it went up by 2.5. Let's see, the median went up. We gotta do a little math. So when I pull out my calculator, I noticed, right, my mean was 50, and if I multiply that by 1.05, I get 52.5. So that's a 5% increase, right? 52.5. Now let's look at the median. The median was 52.5. If I multiply that by 1.05, I get 55.125. 55.125. So it looks like all of these things are increasing by 5%. If I take the mode, which was 55 originally, I end up with 57.75, which is 57, right? So it looks like everything increased by 5%. We get the well done. Wow, there's still more options. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So now it looks like he keeps the entire bonus for himself, the whole 25,000. So our data set's going to look a little different, right? Essentially, all of these numbers stay the same, except he keeps 25,000. And remember, Benjamin, it says Benjamin's salary is the largest, of course. So that means he's the one who earns the 90. So I'm going to add 25,000 to the 90, which would give me 115. So I'm going to change his salary from 90 to 115, right? Because 90 plus 25 is 115. And now I'm going to calculate using var1. And again, I can't forget the mode. I compute. So now let's see how our mean, median, and mode changes. So it looks like the mean is still 52.5. So check answer. The median, right, that's going to be the middle, is 52.5. And the mode. Let's take a look at that. The mode is 55. Check answer. We get the fantastic. And then it says, how do the mean, median, and mode change compared to the original? And that's interesting. It looks like the mean increased, right? The old mean was 50, right? The old mean was 50. So that 50 became 52.5. So the mean went up by 2,500. But if you look at the median and the mode, right, 52.5 and 55, they did not change, 52.5 and 55. So I would say the mean increased by 2,500, but the median and the mode did not change. And we get the well done. Thank you.